We're now on Dcad Lesson 9B, and we're still dealing with the roof framing, but what we're going to be doing is dealing with text as far as the layouts of the trusses. And before we proceed, I want to cover something that I should have dealt with in the initial setup of Dcad. So what I want to do is hit Q, which brings up the options, and then I'm going to hit the dimension tab, and you notice that here at the top it's just dealing with linear dimensions, and everything's filled out nicely, and that's great. But what I want to do is I want to also deal with dimensions extended, and so I'm going to scroll down here, it's alphabetical, to dimension extended, and I'll show you why in just a moment. And so what we want to do is set this up exactly the same way that we have linear dimensions set up. So I'm going to put the format at our feet, inches, and we're still at 0.001 as far as accuracy. Horizontal, we want horizontal position centered. We want vertical position above. Or orientation, we want that to be normal. We still want the dash after feet, and that's before inches, of course. The text offset, we want that to be 0.175. The arrow type, we want to be the slash arrow. So I'm going to click on that. The arrow size, we want that to be the same size as the text generally is, and that's 0.35. Position will be auto. The overshoot, extension line overshoot, we want that 0.175. And the variable length for the gap, we want that 0.175. Prefix and suffix, we both want none. Line width is at 0. We want to use the current color and the current layer. So we can go ahead and save this, and this will set up our dimensions extended, and I'm going to show you why in just a moment here. So I'm going to hit save and apply and OK. So what I'm going to do now is I want to dimension from the outside of the left wall line to the centers of the trusses for layout. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to the dimension box, and it says dimension. I'm going to hold down my left mouse button and go all the way over here till I get to the dimension extended, and you can see down in the lower left hand corner down here that it went to dimensions extended, and we have the option of either aligning it horizontally in the alignment section or vertically. So this is horizontal. We're going to be dimensioning horizontally here. So I'm going to show you how this works real quick. We're going to right click to the outside corner of the wall, and I'm going to go to the next truss center, and then the next truss, and then the next truss. And what I want to do here is go to text and see what my size is. Now, hang on just a second, because that's looking kind of big. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Q to go back into the options and look at dimension again, and click and go back down to dimensions extended. Oops, that's dimension progressive. Let me go to dimension extended. There we go, next one up. And I'm looking over here and I see that the text size is size 1. So that's why that text looks so large. So that needs to be 0.35. And actually, if I should click this arrow so that it's the same as normal text. And so I neglected to do that, so I'm going to hit save and apply and OK. And so we're going to try dimension extended again. So you can see over here on the left hand side in the dimension box, still on dimension extended. So I'm going to just click that and right click to the outside left corner again, and click to the next truss and the next truss and the next truss, and just bring it up here and just click again. And then I'm going to hit my scroll button to initiate the command. And there we have 2 3/4, and then 2 feet, and then 2 feet. And the reason we have 2 foot and 3/4 of an inch is because we're coming to the center of the trusses. So next, what I want to do is I want to show an arrow. So I'm showing the framers what direction the layout is intended to start from. So I'm just going to hit the arrow command, and that's just simply the shift greater than key. And I'm going to draw my arrow, and I'm just going to right click, or actually just click with a period and snap to it and set a point. And I'm going to hit the point relative command, the apostrophe, and I'm going to just have it go over 3 feet and hit enter and hit enter again. I have my arrow. Now I'm going to zoom up on that, and I don't particularly like that arrow. It looks like it's too big. So I'm going to go to the info box, pull that up, and the arrow length is 3 feet, and the arrow size should be 0.35. Actually, I want it to be 0.5. I want it to be just a little bit bigger than the text is. And the arrow type, I want to go down to the second arrow because it just makes it look better, and it's really clear for the framers to see how the layout's going to go for the roof framing. So I'm going to hold down Control and just roll my scroll button to zoom out a little bit, and roll my scroll button a little further to bring it up, and we can see that we have our layout now from the left-hand side to center lines of the trusses. I don't need to indicate overhang distances or bar drifter distances or any of that, because that's all been dealt with on the roof plan. But what I do need to do is title this particular drawing. So I'm going to, I still have the section lines on this drawing, and I also need to pull in some section indicators. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to go ahead and grab a title. So I'm going to go to hit L for layers, and I'm going to steal. Scroll on up here to layer 2 and activate layer 2, and I'm going to steal and click OK the title for the floor plan. So I'm just going to select that with a rectangular selection and hit N to duplicate and just snap to the same place. Right click and snap to the same place, and now I'm going to pull up my info box, and I'm going to put that, remove that from layer 2 all the way down, that kind of far, down to layer 37, which is text for roof framing. And you can see that that layer is currently closed because the light bulb's off. But I'm going to go ahead and click on it anyway. Go back to layers, L for layers. And I'm going to, and actually those dimensions should have been in layer 37. I'm going to go up and turn off layer 2, hit the light bulb, and go down to layer 37, and make that the current layer. So since my layout dimensions are in layer 36, because that was a previous active layer, I'm going to move those. So click OK, and I'm going to grab those dimensions, and you can see that they're in layer 36, and in the information box I'm going to move those to layer 37. So now they're in layer 37, as is the title, which still says floor plan, but we're going to change that. So typically what I do is, because I like this spacing between the larger title text and the smaller scale text, I'm just going to hit V for vector and right click to the lower right hand end of the title, put a point down here by left clicking arbitrarily, and then right click to the lower portion of the scale text and then hit enter. So now I'm going to change this text from floor plan and go up here in the info box and select it and type in, I'm going to go to caps, and I'm going to type in roof framing plan. Hit enter. So you can see that we've run right over our scale text, but that's okay. Now I'm going to just hit escape to select it. I'm going to select our little spacer line that we made, that V, and just right click to it, and now I'm going to hold down Shift and right click over and left click over here on the end of the scale text, and you can see it selected it. So I'm hitting M for move, and our handle is right where we want it. I'm going to move it out here for a moment just to get it out of the way, and hit M again and right click at near the lower right hand corner of the roof framing text and hit escape and select that line and hit delete. And so now we have our title with the correct text and good spacing between both the roof framing title and the scale. So these section arrows look kind of funky, and they were just actually just more for our orientation anyway, so we knew where we were slicing the section drawing. But what I do want to do is indicate some actual section arrows on the roof framing drawings, because we want to be able to tie the section drawing to our various plan view drawings. So I'm going to hit Control F9 to go to Symbols, and I'm going to scroll down. I'm in Sim, which is sort of the catch-all symbols, and I'm going to scroll on down till I hit Section, or SEC. On down till SEC. This is SECA left, SECA right, or SECAL. So I'm going to just left-click on that so we see what it looks like. And that looks like the one I want. So I'm going to click Open. I'm going to just take that down here and just right-click right there. So I want to explode that, and it keeps our handle where it was still. Now I want to do a mirror so I get the same thing up above. So I'm going to hit Mirror, and right now it's set for the X-axis, but I want to use the Y-axis. Unfortunately, it has the A upside down, but that's okay. So I'm just going to right-click at this arrow here, and I can change this this letter A, rotate it around several different ways. So let's experiment a little bit. I'm just going to select it by clicking near it. And it's telling me that, okay, it says in the info box it's letter A here, and it's telling me that the angle is -90. So let's see if I just get rid of the minus and see what it does. I'm going to just backspace there and hit Enter. Well, it did it, but it's in the wrong place. So that's way too much hassle. So let's just delete it and get rid of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom up on this one, select it. I want the handle right there in the center of the circle, and if I select the circle, you can see that it has a center point for the circle right there. So I'm going to select A again by clicking near it, and I'm going to go over here to Set Selection Handle, click it, and I'm going to right click near the center of the circle, and it'll gravity snap to where the actual center of the circle is. That's what I'm going to use for my handle. Now I'm just going to click the scroll button to set the handle, and now I'm going to hit Control and hold down Control and use my scroll bar to roll out a little bit, go up to the upper one and hit N, and just right click near the center there. I'm going to zoom up, see what it looks like. It looks fine. So now we have both our layout and our section lines indicated. I'm going to hit L for layers and go down to layer 75 and just hit the light bulb to turn it off. And here's our roof framing plan. And that concludes Dcad Lesson 9B.